Like in between us.
Let me give
Hey everybody, we're live and Sandra just joined us. Thank goodness. Sandra, you got to get a little bit closer so you can get bigger. You look like you're like a little
My
bit
face is really big.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. So we wanted to introduce Sandra. Sandra was going to be on the show with me another time, but she was helping a client and ditched me. And Kim is back, and of course I'm still here. So we are the Pomfrey team with Cummings & Company Realtors, and today we're going to be sharing our stories about purchasing our homes. Purchasing a home is a very personal thing. You should definitely take it seriously, give it a lot of thought, and then of course do it with us. And
Because we're veterans.
Because today we're going to share with you our stories, our ups and downs, the mistakes that we made. It's a very honest look at some of the things that can go wrong when you're not paying attention or you don't have someone guiding you through the process.
Totally.
Who wants to go first? Me?
Yay, Kim.
Yay! So our first home was a new build, which at the time I thought was super awesome. And full disclaimer, this was in 2009, so well before my years in real estate. So I had no idea what we were doing. Right in the middle of construction, our builder filed for bankruptcy. So our,
Something
I guess
they don't teach you in the real estate
Yeah.
classes anyway.
And so the 90-day scope that they gave us turned into 5.5 months. I cried a lot during that process. The woman who was helping us, I still remember her name, Kitty. Kitty was her name. Hi, Kitty, if you're out there. Kitty hates me, by the way. And but she was very, very helpful. But when she knew that she was losing her job, she wasn't as, I don't know. So I wish I would have had an agent to help me navigate that process. I didn't know. We just went through the builder rep. I didn't understand representation. I didn't understand any of that stuff. We also did not get a home inspection done when we, before we closed, which is another big, huge mistake. 2 weeks after we moved in, our roof was leaking into our master bedroom.
Your new roof.
Our new roof, our brand new roof was leaking into our brand new master bedroom, which was it was a small issue, but it was an issue that it would have easily been picked up if we would have taken the time to have somebody come through and just do a full inspection before we settled. So if you're gonna do new build, have an agent with you. Don't let somebody convince you at insert builder's name here that you don't need representation, and you should definitely inspect it, because new does not mean that it's in amazing shape. We've probably found 20 defects over the first year that we lived there, and then unfortunately, because our builder went out of business, nobody was
Are they
around.
still out of business?
Unless they reopened under another name.
Yeah, we won't throw them out of the bus anyway. And just full disclosure here, we're not against builders. But
No,
as
not at all.
As any builder will tell you, all builders are not built alike. No
Right,
pun intended.
that is correct. And it's good to, and the main point is just to have great representation. You need to have somebody. I had to do a lot of driving. We lived in White Marsh at the time, and we built up in Abingdon. I would spend a lot of time driving back and forth, which isn't a long drive, but when you do it multiple times a week because you are looking over the construction process, it doesn't, it's not very fun. It would have been nice to have another eyes on the prize. So listen to be learned. Next time I do it, I actually will not even represent myself. I'll be hiring one of these ones to help me with that. So there's my new build story. Dun, dun, dun.
You want to go next or you want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
My first house, I had no idea what I was doing at 22 that I purchased. My sister roped me into it.
22.
22
So if
years
people tell you
old,
that you're
yeah.
too young to own a house, they're wrong.
It was a great investment because we
Unless you're
definitely
12.
made out.
Yeah.
You can't,
There are some legalities there, you guys, but
Actually, I don't even remember if we had an agent. It was so long ago. But it wasn't.
Back then you might have had the same agent
I
working
think
both sides.
We probably did.
that's true.
But it's amazing because you should have someone that has your back, because the seller is the one that's paying for you. So it was a great experience. Actually, it wasn't that bad of an experience.
Is there anything that you do over? Change?
Honestly, no. But My sister did everything, so.
She just the
I
smart.
was
you're
22
just the
years
smart one
old.
of the group. You did
She
it
had
right
the
first
best
time.
experience, so
Yeah, that was a great experience. But the last time that I bought a house, I did have an agent. She did a great job. It was a long time ago, 16 years ago. Made the process a lot easier. Someone to direct you. So,
I've bought and sold about half a dozen houses, only one of them as a realtor, because the house that I've lived in for the last 13 years, I bought right after I became a realtor. And got a great deal on everything, but there was lots of things that I overlooked. And as Kim pointed out, even us realtors should have another realtor representing us and helping us out, because you either have the mindset of the buyer or the mindset of the realtor. And that's what we can do for you as the realtors. We can keep a nice, clean, open view, see both sides of the equation, point out things that you wouldn't have seen. I wish I would have had one of these guys along pointing out things to me that I didn't see.
like you didn't get any sun in the front.
Like I don't have a southern facing view. And we can bring that up in every episode.
Randy's really going to be really salty about this southern
If
thing.
you want to
for
see
the
my
next couple
northern
weeks.
facing view, just come by my house and private message me. I'll send you the address. You can come by. We'll have cheese and wine. And you can remark it how the sun never hits the front of my house.
And go ice skating.
But there was a lot of things that probably would have not been as emotional about it. Probably would have negotiated a little bit more and stuff too.
Yes.
But fast forwarding to the past, backtracking back
to the future.
when I think I was 23, so I was much older than Sandra when she bought her house. I think I was 23, and I bought my first condo in North Carolina, and we actually used the listing agent. The house wasn't even listed yet. We went and saw all of these other houses, weren't happy with any of them, weren't happy with the rentals. There's definitely different levels of acceptability that people have from different areas.
Yes.
Different people from different areas are used to different things. And just to say it nicely, we weren't accustomed to what we were seeing when we looked in the area of this new house.
Highbrow.
So she realized right away that we were pretty hoity-toity and we wanted
Little
something
bougie.
kind of pristine. So she's like, I've got something. It's not on the market yet. So she proceeded to show us her future daughter-in-law's condo, which was 6 months old. Girl bought the house and then got engaged. So it was going to be short-lived. So we ended up buying the house from her. There was no negotiation. To this day, I still don't even know how much she paid for the house. We were just so desperate. We did all of this in one day. We didn't close the same day, but we went down there, looked at rentals, looked at this, finally looked at this condo, wrote the contract, signed it, everything in one day. And we had to put 20% down because I didn't have a job yet. And
The fact that that was even an option goes to show how long ago that was, by the way.
it was crazy experience. It worked out okay in the end, but I had no one to let me know that where I was buying that condo, I was probably not going to be able to sell it very quickly. And in the end, when I sold it 6 years later, I sold it for exactly what I bought it for. And the only saving grace is that I didn't owe that same amount on it, so I still made money off of it in a sense, as opposed to renting, just not a lot.
but you did get your tax benefit off of it.
Did
too.
get my tax benefit, and the payment was like $630 a month or something.
That's cheaper than.
It was
renting.
insane. So it was super cheap compared to what I would have been paying renting and everything. So it was it was a win-win. But could I have done it better? Sure. And so what we're trying to say basically is definitely get some representation, get someone on your side, and make sure that you understand this form that we always talk about, understanding who agents represent. It's an important form that we kind of laugh at and gloss over sometimes, but it's important that you understand who represents you and who doesn't represent you.
Yes, because there's going to be a lot of people that you meet inside of a transaction, whether you're looking at properties, you're going to open houses, you are talking on the phone to somebody. Sometimes you might be out on your own looking at properties somehow, and we want you to know who you should be talking to and who you should be talking to.
Yeah.
I like to use the Law and Order. Everything you can't
Dun,
say, dun dun. Everything you can do, everything you say. Can't even say it. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
You have the right to remain
Oh,
silent.
you have the right to remain silent.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Yeah.
Or in this
You
case,
have the right to an attorney if you cannot afford one. It seems like I've heard this before.
yeah, exactly.
Last night.
Excuse me, I'm crying today.
So I have a question for you guys.
Oh, Secret question.
So let's say that you are not in the market to buy a house right this minute, and your favorite pastime on Sundays is visiting open houses. So they come to your open house. Let's say it's your open house. And what should they do? Should they talk to you? Should they not talk to you? What would you advise them before coming to your open house? What should they do?
As far as
So it's just me, random Joe. I'm looking to buy a house, but I'm not looking yet. And I'm just shopping open houses right now. And I come to your open house.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
Pre-approval. Get your credit checked right away. In case there's any issues, you can take care of it. And it could be something really simple, so it's a huge deal.
But what I mean is, like, what would you advise them as far as what they should tell you, what they should not tell you? Let's just say it's some random person in open house, but that is good. That's advice for no matter what. What should you do when you first wake up in the morning?
Get pre-approved.
What should you do before you go to bed?
Get
pre-approved. We could say that all day long too, and get a southern-facing view.
And make sure that your house is facing the south. I mean, I definitely would, if I met somebody at open house, I would tell them, expert representation is a must. Luckily, whether you're just starting today or you plan on buying a house next year.
And can you represent, I'll ask him this, can you represent the person while you're at the open house?
No. But
Who do you represent at the open house?
You represent the seller at that open house. So I tell people I'm trying to sell this house today, but tomorrow I want to sell every other house. So
That's right.
Let's talk tomorrow.
Yes. And then you should meet with any realtor you're thinking about working with. Meet them face to face.
It's a serious relationship.
In a conference room.
In a conference room.
Such as this. Preferably in the basement of 9607 Bel Air Road.
It's important that you don't, I always tell people you can shop me.
Yeah.
Shop me and just let me come in last.
Yes. If you want to interview other people, go interview them and then come meet with
me.
us, and then you'll be ready to make a decision as to who you want to work with.
Because your uncle's sister's cousin's neighbor is not always your best option.
You sold 2 houses in the last 4 years.
Just like you would not pick your uncle's sister's cousin's neighbor to do your brain surgery.
Right.
So shop
marry.
around. Or anything else.
Yeah.
So
take your time, think it through. Feel free to ask the realtor a lot of questions. How many people do you deal with? What is your availability? What do you do as your full-time job? That's a great question to ask.
you can also ask me what my favorite candy is.
Yes, and then bring it.
And then bring that candy to every time we go out. And I'll do the same for you. Maybe. I might eat it on the way to the appointment. So, no, it's great too. You should definitely, I think, interview at least one other agent. So I always tell people, do it, and so then you can see how amazing I am.
Same thing with buying a house. So I just had a client who was referred to us by another client, and thank you, but I'm not going to mention names here. And she had the house already picked out that she wanted to buy. And I made her go see 3 or 4
One
houses.
more house.
And she picked a different one.
Yep.
Had I not make her go see these other houses, she wouldn't have known.
How often do you think that, I think I get this more often than not, like somebody's like, I already found my house. And then you take them to that house and they're like,
Yeah.
It looks different from the inside than it did in the pictures.
let's talk about wide angle lenses on their way to the next house.
Yes.
So shop around, get to know your agent, bring
Ask
them
lots of
candy,
questions.
ask lots of questions, get pre-approved. We all make mistakes. So if you made a mistake before, you can right your wrongs by working with us.
Yep. And just as a flashback for real this time, to last week. If you remember last week, we told you to plan ahead for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
If you did not, you might be SOL at this point in time. I would stop whatever you're doing, get to the store, and get your significant other something.
Go to Wegmans because Wegmans has 9,000 articles of Valentine's things to purchase. I went in there yesterday to buy sparkling water. I was actually talking to Randy on the phone, and the reason why I was having a hard time navigating through this is because there was Valentine's stuff everywhere. It was like vomit. I'll have to show you a picture. I took a picture of it. I was like, what's happening? There's balloons everywhere, flowers,
So
candy.
Wegmans on Saturday will be donating lots of Valentine's Day stuff to Free Lunch Friday. So thank you, Wegmans.
I'll be coming over to Randy's house to eat day-old cupcakes, so no shame here.
Yum.
Anything you want to add in?
Just don't be a jerk. Don't forget your significant other, because women do get upset.
Even if they say they're not going to.
Oh, they do.
They're lying.
They're liars.
Liars.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
I'm
gonna
We
go
will
eat more
see
candy.
you soon, and it's a great time to be buying. Ignore the snow on the ground and get out there, put your house on the market or buy one, and we will be happy to help you with both of those things.
Have a great day, guys, and eat some candy.
Bye.
Bye.
I want some of those hearts.